Hello guys and welcome to the 4th episode of my Devlog series. If you're new here, I'm making a top-down RPG about a Persian legend called Arash The Archer. Oh, and by the way, if you haven't watched the other episodes, you should totally go ahead and do that. And so far, we've managed to make a player, some enemies, a dodge system, and we can also shoot arrows. In the last episode, I said, and in the next episode, I think I will add different stats, level ups, collectibles, items, and stuff. Well, let's just say I was a little hot-headed with the collectibles. Well, the first thing to add is items. So I made some pixel art health potions in Photoshop and put them in the game. Now, there are so many ways to implement the item pickup system. For instance, pressing the E key to pick them up. But for this case, since this is gonna be an RPG with a big inventory, I decided to make the items come to you when you get near them. But so far, our poor potions are just disappearing into nowhere. So I made this placeholder inventory UI and made the items actually show up in your inventory as you collect them. You can also delete your items, but there's no way to use those poor potions yet. And with a little bit of code, you can now use the health potions. There's a small potion that heals you a little and a big one that is almost as big as Drake's cup that obviously heals you more. But keep in mind that I might change those numbers later as I playtest the game. Most inventories have different tabs or windows that separate different item types. And for this game, I made 3 tabs. One for armaments, one for potions and consumables, and the last one for craftables. Then I made some pixel art metal shards and branches and put them in the game as a pickable item. And when you collect them, they get added to the craftable parts of your inventory. Now for the crafting system, I decided to go for a Horizon type of crafting because both my game and Horizon series are archery games and the Horizon crafting system is cool, so yeah. So the first thing that I did was adding arrows into the game. Then I made this placeholder crafting menu UI, which if you press the tab key, it shows up the inventory, and if you hold it, it shows up the crafting menu. Yeah, that's some next level key binding right there. And now if you click on the arrows, it'll consume the needed items and craft some arrows, if you have enough resources. Then it was time for armaments. So I made this cool looking armor for Arash. Then put it in the game and it does show up in your inventory. And if you click on each part, you can equip it and your stats will change. But there's kind of a problem here. Your character doesn't actually equip the armor in game. So now I have to redo all of the animations separately for each part of his body. And I gotta do that for every single piece of armor in the game. After doing all of the animations and completely rebuilding the animation system, I finally made it work, and now you can properly wear each piece of armor individually. Was all of that worth it? Well, you guys can tell by liking this video. Anyway, that's gonna be it for this episode. Make sure to subscribe and stay tuned, because in the next episode, I'll try to finish up a good combat system and add new enemies and weapons. So subscribe and
get out of here.